I should have worn makeup.
Oh, yeah, good one. Here's the thing about Don Jr. What he lacks in intelligence, he also lacks in charisma. So, Don Jr. was not at Daddy Donald's last night. The prodigal son was being grilled as part of the $250 million case against their business. There he is, tiny soprano. I wonder what's going through his head right now. And as with all cases involving the family Trump, DJ TJ was sworn in on an upside-down Bible. He will finish his testimony tomorrow, and then Eric will testify, and then Trump will claim he's never met either one of them.
Calling all animal lovers and Trump skeptics, Jimmy Kimmel just tore into Donald Trump Jr.'s hunting hobby so brutally it could count as taxidermy itself. Apparently, Jr. thinks wildlife conservation means turning animals into living room. Decor, yep, stuffing the wildlife to save it. Kimmel's jab was so savage, even PETA might send him a thank you card. And just wait until you hear Don Jr.'s attempt at a defense somehow. It's even weirder than his safari photo ops.
Right. I'm just grooving, man. Chill out. Whether Trump is falling asleep or not, one thing is for sure. The courtroom sketch artist hates him. Contrary to the fake news media, I don't fall asleep during the crooked DA's witch hunt, especially not today. I simply close my beautiful blue eyes sometimes, listen intensely, and take it all in. I don't know how dumb he thinks the people who support him are, but pretty dumb, because today he tried to float the idea that because of the gag order, he's not allowed to testify.
Quick favor before we jump back in, if you're enjoying the show, go ahead and smash that like button and hit subscribe. Believe it or not, over 92% of viewers still haven't subscribed. It's completely free, takes just a second, and seriously helps us out. Already subscribed? You're a legend, thank you. Now, back to the circus this time. Center stage belongs to Donald Trump Jr. Yep, the Trump family roadshow has rolled into court, and Jr.'s playing the lead. Imagine him walking in, trying to channel courtroom. Gravitas, as if nepotism didn't personally drop him off at the door. It's giving Law & Order, trust fund unit starring a guy who thinks a smug grin is a solid legal strategy.
But he did lash out at the judge on Truth Social. He wrote, "There's no victim except me. Leave my children alone, Engoron. You are a disgrace to the legal profession." That's right, leave. But it's getting serious. There's even some worry Don Jr. could be tried as an adult in this one. Trump was not there in person to support his sons. He had a Halloween party to host.
Meanwhile, the real entertainment wasn't happening inside the courtroom, it was outside, where protesters were having an absolute blast. And honestly, who could blame them? Just the fact that Donald Trump Jr. managed to show up without his dad, holding his hand felt like a miracle worth celebrating. This is the same guy who thinks staying at a Holiday Inn Express qualifies as roughing it, but just when you think it can't get any more ridiculous surprise, it does. At one point, Jr. actually referred to his father as a real estate artist, sure if juggling debt and cooking the books now count as abstract expressionism. By that logic, the IRS must be curating a Picasso exhibit, and Don Jr.'s just waiting to be immortalized in the tax fraud wing. And of course, Jimmy Kimmel couldn't resist that setup. He quipped that when Don Jr. says he's roughing it, he means staying at a 3-star hotel. Imagine the trauma of carrying your own luggage. The audience erupted, as if they'd stumbled into Mar-a-Lago's open bar instead of late-night news. At this point, watching a Trump fumble in public has become America's new national pastime, a perfect storm of courtroom drama, political theater, and accidental stand-up comedy.
From here on, we aren't just following the Donald Trump drama in New York. We are part of it now. We are part of the official record of the people versus Donald Trump. Punch in the gut. You know, Trump has been encouraging his people in New York to come to the courthouse to support him. This is what he got. After large rallies, Trump is greeted at courthouse by a single fan. And I'd like you to close your eyes and try to imagine the one person in New York who showed up to cheer on Donald Trump, okay? Got it? All right, now open your eyes. That's her. There you go.
Baseball? Take a bench, because the real American pastime is now watching the Trump family spiral in real time. And folks, the circus is only getting wilder. Keep those red caps close, because Donald Trump Jr.'s courtroom theatrics are turning into a late-night comedy goldmine that just won't quit. At this rate, it's like Christmas morning every day for talk show writers across the country. Somewhere in a dim writer's room, someone's probably penning a heartfelt thank you note to the Trumps for their tireless dedication to making satire feel redundant. Let's face it, the Trumps have a unique gift, turning high-stakes drama into low-budget sketch comedy. It's like watching a family of clowns step on rakes in slow motion, then act completely blindsided every time the handle hits them square in the face. If nothing else, they're consistent. Meanwhile, while Junior was in court stumbling through his testimony like he'd just been introduced to the concept of sentences, Papa Trump was off having his own digital meltdown. You'd think he'd be too busy fine-tuning his golf swing or engineering his next wind-defying comb-over, but nope, he chose chaos. Twitter chaos. This time, he picked a fight with Jimmy Kimmel. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well for Donnie. Imagine Trump perched on his golden throne, furiously rage-tweeting like it's the final round of the keyboard Olympics, calling Kimmel a total loser with all the subtlety of a bull in a Wi-Fi-enabled China shop, challenging a professional comedian to a war of words? Bold strategy, especially when you showed up to the fight unarmed. As if Jimmy Kimmel's jokes were some kind of national security breach, Trump reacted like someone had just insulted his golf handicap during a live broadcast. Meanwhile, Kimmel was probably kicked back with a coffee in hand, watching his mentions explode like fireworks on the 4th of July. While Trump thought he was landing knockout punches, all he really did was gift wrap pure comedy gold and serve it to Kimmel on a silver platter. It was almost cute, like watching a toddler try to argue with a barista. Utterly hopeless, unintentionally harmless, and absolutely hysterical. And oh, the internet took notice. Kimmel's post pulled in nearly 300 times the engagement of Trump's limp rage tweets. That's got to sting more than a Mar-a-Lago spray. Tan gone wrong. But here's where it really gets juicy. When Trump realized he couldn't win with insults or logic, not that he even attempted, either he pivoted to his go-to move, fake moral outrage. Instead of clapping back, he tried to cancel Kimmel. That's right, the same guy who constantly cries about his own free speech being under siege turned into a full-blown hall monitor, whining to Disney, the parent company of ABC, like a kid, tattling to the principal. It's the political version of a bull storming into a china shop, insisting on leading a conga line, then acting scandalized when everything shatters. Destructive? Always. Predictable. Without fail. Entertaining? Without question. Every time Jimmy Kimmel fired off a tweet, Trump, like an unintentional comedy intern in a red tie, served up fresh material on a silver platter. It became a flawless feedback loop. Trump rants, Kimmel roasts, the crowd erupts, and the cycle resets. Honestly, who needs a writing team when you've got a former president rage tweeting like he's gunning for a gold medal in caps lock combat? At this rate, Trump's doing more for Kimmel's monologue than Kimmel's actual writer's room. He's a one-man content factory that never clocks out, just fueled by ego and a deep affection for exclamation points. But here's the twist. Late-night comedy isn't just delivering laughs anymore. It's delivering the news. A staggering 30% of young voters now say they get their political awareness from comedians, not traditional outlets. Satire has officially become the new civics class. And this generation? They're not just laughing, they're listening, questioning, and turning every soundbite into a fact-checking mission. Basically, we're raising a whole army of Junior Kimmels with Wi-Fi and trust issues. So if by some miracle you're reading this, Donald, and let's be real, you probably are, it might be time to brush up on your punchlines. Because in the battle of wit versus whining, the comedians are winning. And they're doing it with sharper timing and way better delivery.